Good day to everybody out there to see thy wealth, water your health, drink a glass of water. As you can see, I'm in the airport right now, just getting back into the country. I've been in Belize for the last several days. I had to go down there and get some paperwork that it wasn't even down there. But anyway, in today's news, we have Diddy back in the news. Again, as the feds say, Diddy's freak-off tape demand is pure intimidation. I guess Diddy's demanding that he gets a copy of the freak-off tapes. So my thing is this: if it's something on that tape, on those tapes that have several different celebrities on them, can't the feds use those as a tactic to get the celebrity to do something for them? Because let's not get it twisted here. We know that the feds, they got their hands in everything. And civilians aren't the only ones that use these tapes for intimidation or, blackmailing. The feds do it as well. You know what I mean? They want everybody on their side that they can possibly get. So if there's somebody on these tapes that they want their hands on, of course they're going to use those tapes to their advantage. But anyway, as the report goes, it says feds say Diddy's freak-off tapes demand is pure intimidation tactic. Prosecutors accuse Diddy of attempting to humiliate Cassie Ventura by demanding unrestricted access to freak-off tapes. Sean Diddy Combs' demand for full access to the controversial freak-off tapes is raising alarms, with federal prosecutors accusing him of trying to use the footage to humiliate his alleged victim, widely believed to be his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. According to court filings, the feds insist that these videos, evidence in Diddy's ongoing sex trafficking and racketeering case, should remain under protection to deter further harm and intimidation. The government's latest response makes it clear that they view Diddy's push for access as part of a broader pattern of using explicit material to exert control over his victims. Prosecutors argue that the videos are highly sensitive and contain sexually explicit conduct, making them prime for misuse if handed over in an unrestricted format. Diddy has already viewed the tapes twice under court-supervised conditions, yet his lawyers demand that they be electronically produced for his legal review. Prosecutors say this is unnecessary and dangerous. The defendant has already demonstrated a blatant disregard for the protective order, prosecutors wrote, noting that Diddy previously described the tape's content in court filings in a way that seemed calculated to embarrass victim one. Counsel for victim one continues to have serious concerns about the security of such videos, including the possibility of third parties gaining access to the videos surreptitiously and or unlawfully due to the very, that means I don't even know what the hell it means, unlawfully due to the very publicized nature of the case. The possibility of these highly sensitive videos being shared with witnesses and the defendant's use of such videos to litigate its case in the public domain, said U.S. Attorney Daniel R. Sassoon. Prosecutors said these tapes were initially found on an electronic device provided by victim one, implying that she has a vested interest in keeping them out of Diddy's hands. That must be Cassie. Who else would have access to this man's tapes like that? She's messy. She got the whatever million was, like, take the money and go home. I mean, damn. The crux of the issues is whether Diddy should be allowed to retain copies of these tapes, something the court has thus far refused. Instead, prosecutors have offered a compromise, allowing Diddy's legal team to inspect the tapes under strict supervision while providing access to metadata and enhanced audio through a neutral, expert Diddy freak-off reply. But Diddy's team rejected that proposal, raising suspicion about his motivations. The government has emphasized that this is not just a routine discovery battle, but a matter of victim protection. Victim one opposes any modification of the protective order, prosecutors stated, citing concerns that the footage could be leaked, used for intimidation, or even strategically released to manipulate public perception. Given Diddy's history, including allegations that he has used explicit material to control women in the past, the government argues that handing over these tapes would be reckless. For now, Diddy remains behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center, where he has been since September arrest. This shit getting sticky. It's just crazy. I mean, honestly, I think it's bigger than Diddy. I think that somebody really wants him off the street besides these victims. I think he burned some bridges and he pissed some people off, and right now it's just not looking good. A federal judge has denied Diddy's request to obtain copies of the controversial freak-off tape, siding with the prosecutors who argue that the footage should remain tightly controlled. I mean, at the end of the day, there's some celebrities on these tapes, in my opinion. There's some celebrities on these tapes, and the feds know that. They're not going to let them out, because I believe there's some high-end celebrities on these. It got to be. What y'all think about it? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is it some high-end celebrities on these tapes, or is it just Diddy on these tapes with Cassie and the people that, you know, they hired to have sex with Cassie? Because I don't know, it's just weird to me. But at the end of the day, Diddy fails at attempt to get his hands on freak-off tapes for trial. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace. We also have Rihanna showing her support. It says Rihanna takes front row seat to support A$AP Rocky on trial day number 3. Riri showing up for her boo-boo. That's probably a good thing for him, for her to show up. You know, everybody love Rihanna. Most people love Rihanna anyway. I don't think that her showing up will have any sway on the jury and, you know, them, you know, finding him not guilty or guilty. I think that people are smart enough to kind of separate that. Anyway, Rihanna showed unwavering support for A$AP Rocky on the 3rd day of his trial, sitting in the front row beside his mother. Rihanna is standing by her man, showing her support on the 3rd day of A$AP Rocky's trial for allegedly firing a gun at A$AP Relly during a heated altercation in November 2021. While Relly took the stand on Wednesday, January 29th, for a 2nd day of testimony, Rihanna took center stage in the front row of the courtroom, according to Rolling Stone reporter Nancy Dillon. The Superstore songstress reportedly sat beside Rocky's mother, with the pair surrounded by security. Damn, in the court they had security. Psh, anybody can come up in them courts. I mean, you can't bring no weapons or nothing like that, but she's been looking around the courtroom, taking in the scene, Dillon observed. She was already seated when media allowed in. She wanted to make sure of course she's going to be looking around. Who the hell is up in here? A$AP Rocky arrived at the courtroom without the mother of his 2 children on Wednesday morning, although expert photographers gathered outside, eager to catch a glimpse of Rihanna, amid rumors she would attend the trial. The status of the star couple's relationship arose during a pretrial hearing last week. Judge Mark S. Arnold sought clarification on how to refer to Rihanna when addressing potential jurors, leading to confusion about their marital status. A$AP Rocky's attorney, Joe Tacopina, stated that Rihanna is his common law wife, but admitted uncertainty about their legal marital status. Judge Arnold ultimately ruled if they are legally married anywhere, she will be his wife. If they are not legally married anywhere, she is his significant other. Prosecutors allege A$AP Rocky shot his former associate during a heated altercation in November 21. I mean, listen, what y'all think about Rihanna showing up for A$AP Rocky? I mean, she does have 2 children by him. She's not married to him legally, but, you know, the 2 children is a big thing. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I support her showing up for her children's father and her boyfriend right now, her partner. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, you know, but, you know, for whatever this is headlines, and, you know, it's on allhiphop.com, and, you know, they also have a story in here about Jay-Z. He's trying to double down to have reputation-destroying claims thrown out. So Jay is also trying to get the story thrown out. Honestly, with this whole Jay-Z situation, I'm confused about it. I'm really confused about it, although part of me, I'm a Jay-Z fan, the rapper. I don't know Jay-Z personally, of course, but, you know, as a rapper, I love Jay-Z as a rapper. I don't know if this shit is true or not, but, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. So Jay-Z is demanding the dismissal of Jane Doe's lawsuit again, calling for sanctions against Tony Busby while exposing major contradictions. Jay-Z is doubling down on his demand for sanctions against attorney Tony Busby, filing a blistering court motion for the 2nd time that calls for the lawsuit against him to be thrown out and for Busby to be held accountable for what he calls a baseless, reputation-damaging smear campaign. In his latest filing, Jay-Z's legal team, led by Alex Spiro, argues that Busby has continued pushing a case riddled with inconsistencies. Jane Doe's lawsuit alleges that in September 2000, when she was 13 years old, she was lured to an after party following the MTV Music Awards. drugged, and raped by both Jay-Z and Sean Combs. According to her complaint, she had traveled to New York City with a friend, watched the VMAs from outside on a Jumbotron, and was approached by a limousine driver who invited her to an after party where celebrities would be present. The lawsuit states that Jane Doe accepted the invitation and was taken to what she described as a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway. Once inside, she recalls seeing several celebrities, including Fred Durst and Benji Madden. Doe claims that she was given a drink, she began to feel woozy, and tried to find a place to sit down. At that point, she alleged that Combs and Jay-Z entered the room, and with Combs telling her, "You are ready to party," before both men held her down and raped her. The bulk of Jay-Z's latest argument centers on a contradiction from Jane Doe's own father, who told NBC News he has no recollection of making the supposed 10-hour drive to pick up his daughter after the alleged assault. One of the most damning contradictions, according to Jay-Z's legal team, is Jane Doe's assertion that her father made an emergency 5-hour drive from Rochester, New York, to pick her up at a gas station after the alleged assault. In the NBC interview, however, Doe's father flatly denied remembering such an event. "I feel like I would remember that, and I don't," he told the network. It is now common ground that neither Mr. Busby nor any of his colleagues ever so much as asked the plaintiff's father whether he remembered playing his critical multi-hour role in the remarkable tale, Spyro snapped. If they had, they would have learned that what a curious NBC News reporter learned by posting that simple, easy question. He remembered no such events. Jay-Z's attorney argued that this key discrepancy is just one of many red flags in the lawsuit. They point to Jane Doe's shifting timeline, factual inaccuracies about the alleged location of the assault, and her incorrect recollection of speaking to a celebrity who wasn't even in New York that night. Busby, who has been vocal in the media about the case, previously claimed his firm conducted rigorous investigation before filing. But Jay-Z's legal team is calling that bluff, pointing out that Busby himself admitted he never personally interviewed Jane Doe before attaching his name to the lawsuit. He neither rebuts the inaccuracies Mr. Carter identified. Moreover, far from explaining these failings, he admits that he never even interviewed plaintiff before suing, Spyro said. Jay-Z's attorney argued that even if Busby initially believed the claims, he had a duty to withdraw the case once the inconsistencies became clear. The rapper's legal team is seeking sanctions for failing to certify that the claims Jane Doe alleges have factual support. Spyro argued that Busby had either knowingly filed false allegations or failed to conduct even the most basic investigation before dragging Jay-Z into the lawsuit. The filings paint Busby as an attorney more focused on media spectacle, more focused on media spectacles than legal standards, accusing him of using the court system to push a narrative that falls apart under scrutiny. Mr. Carter seeks only to hold Mr. Busby to the ethical standards that constrain any responsible attorney. Mr. Carter seeks only to hold Mr. Busby to the ethical standards that constrain any responsible attorney who would solemnly sign his name to allegations in court. Man, listen, what y'all think about this Jay-Z situation? Y'all believe Jay did this? Y'all believe some of it is true? I mean, at the end of the day, he did try to anonymously sue Tony Busby before they named him in the lawsuit, like officially. So they've been hiring people behind the closed doors to try to get his Busby's previous employers to make claims against Busby. I don't know. This shit is ridiculous and it's confusing to me. At the end of the day, this is what's in the news today. Jay-Z, Diddy, Rihanna shows up to court, as well as some other things. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace.